Welcome back to Wellington Dukes hockey. So great to finally be able to say that on Yourtv, Quinte, as we look forward to the resumption of the OJHL season. Joining us, Randy Uens from the Wellington Dukes, says we're really great to see everyone back on the ice. Randy, how's it been going from kind of a top-level ownership level?
Well, I wouldn't say my role is I'm a volunteer, sort of representing the ownership, sort of liaisoning between the staff and ownership. So I've got kind of a quasi role. I try to get my hands into enough things to get me into trouble. So, but I enjoy what I'm doing. But from a standpoint of ownership, it's been a challenging 2.5 years for hockey teams. We rely on, unlike some of the teams in our league, we rely exclusively on gate receipts and advertising, and it's been very challenging. Obviously, 2 seasons ago, we were sort of ready for an epic playoff run. We thought we were heading into a series with Trenton, which was going to be fun for everybody involved, and to have that squashed. And it was, perhaps one of the best teams we'd have assembled in quite a few years. I would even say it was as good, if not better, than the team that we took to the RBC final a few years ago. And so losing that year, then last year was just, really just a non-entity. And then now we have this year being with some stops and starts. It's been difficult. It's been difficult for the players. It's been difficult for the staff. From an economic standpoint, it hasn't been great, but, there's some normalcy, hopefully, and some optimism in the air. I think, everybody's hoping that we get back to a good playoff run here and hopefully finish off the season well.
Well, the one great optimistic thing giving us a lot of hope and encouragement throughout this challenging time is Total Sports and the magazine and what's been happening there. Randy, talk to us about kind of how that's been going, but also where do you want to move that forward?
Yeah, like I mentioned, I started out as a volunteer to help Ken Clement, the owner, and one of the things we identified early was that the hockey team, the way it was I wouldn't use the word unsustainable, but it needed some help. And there was various aspects of the business that I thought was needed to boost. And one of them was creating a digital platform that complemented the Wellington Dukes. And we found Total Sports, which was an entity that was already in existence as a magazine. And we've kind of taken it to the next level where it's an integrated media platform. And, we've got a podcast associated with it. We have a digital magazine and some other digital entities that are part of it. But one thing that the main goal of it was to promote local sports. And one of the things that's, we've been looking at in the past, I've been around town, I've coached AAA hockey, and I've been involved in numerous sports. And it's hard for families to afford to get involved with sports. And it's such a pivotal part of a kid's life is to be part of a sports team and to be active and just have that experience of being part of a group of people trying to achieve something together, and it makes for better human beings. So to foster that in our community, we thought was really important. And Total Sports was kind of there, but we thought we could take it one step further and actually develop a fund, a non-charitable arm, shall we say, that would be an extension of the Wellington Dukes and Total Sports. And it would be dedicated to fostering youth sport here in the Quinte area. We saw an entity that was created in Cape Breton that was more hockey centric. We wanted to broaden it beyond hockey, but they've done very well. Staples Corporate had brought it to our attention and said that this was something that they were partnered with the Cape Breton Hockey Association and have been doing 50-50 draws down there for some time. And the funds are going to underprivileged youth to help foster hockey. And we thought the same could be done here for all sports. So we've created a nonprofit arm called Total Sports Youth Fund. And our plan is to do exactly that. We're applying to the Ontario Lottery Gaming Commission to get a 50-50 set up. That will be a regional 50-50, and as well create some other events that will foster the growth of youth sports here in Quinte.
So looking forward to learning more about this fund and initiative. Where can we go next? What's kind of the next short-term goal for you?
Yeah, well, we want to get it up and running. We're just assembling the board. Like every, we're kind of modeling it like a sports version of United Way in a way, and the public transparency of what happens with the funds and those kind of things need to be set up, and corporate governance. And so we're going through all of that. We've got a pretty eclectic board, I'd like to say. We've got people from various backgrounds and both business and sporting and ethnic backgrounds that will bring a very diverse vision of how Total Sports Youth Fund will be utilized. It was an interesting story. I was running at the track with my kids this past summer, and I saw some guys playing cricket using the Marianne Sills track as the where the wickets would be set up. And that was part of what got me thinking about this, is that these poor guys, they don't even have a place to play cricket. They're running and they're apologizing that when stopping the game while people were running through, and I felt bad for them that there's no place for anyone to even play cricket. And our community is changing and becoming more diverse, and we need places for people to play cricket. So those are some of the things that we just think we could be involved in, not only on the capital side if it grows big enough, but right down to just fostering individual families to afford to be able to play sports.
Yeah, everything's getting more expensive, and it's great to learn that Total Sports can be a real jumping pad for this. More information, Randy, on where we go for more details. Where do we have to keep an eye out for?
Yeah, if you go to the Total Sports Quinte website, there'll be information that'll be flowing from there, and there'll be some press releases coming out, and it'll be also available at the Wellington Dukes website. So Total Sports Quinte is probably the best place to track that down.
Thanks, Randy. Looking forward to learning more. Once again, Randy Uens with the Wellington Dukes. Wishing you and the team all the best. We'll really keep an eye out to learn how this develops going forward throughout the year. So thank you so much.
Thanks for all your support, Lindsay.